It's time for the daily edition of Litter Media Live for this Monday. It's September 22nd of 2025. Fall arrives this afternoon at 2:19 Eastern Time.
So not yet. Right before your dental appointment.
Yeah, exactly. We were just discussing before going on that I've got a dental appointment at 2:20 today. And
you know, you were so close to having it at 2:30.
2:30. Gotcha.
That would have been good.
Reminds me of a deer hunting song. Did you see the 30-pointer? A 30-point buck is what it was. But no, so I guess in some respects, schedule me for the first day of fall when we make that 6 months ago at the last cleaning.
Yeah.
And we didn't take a look to see what the exact time was going to be for fall. But
they got you pretty close.
They got me within the first minute. That's not bad. That's pretty darn good right there. Welcome to the program. Coming up here shortly, we'll get you caught up to date with what's happening with news, sports, and this date in history is just around the corner. But we've got weather to talk about first. Did you get any rain here in downtown Chillicothe?
Oh, it was thundering a lot yesterday.
But did you have measurable rainfall?
No, I didn't measure it, but it was raining on my window.
It was raining? Okay. We had an inch of rain at the Ramey Ranch. The rain gauge was filled up, and it all happened right when the Browns were making a drive and the satellite started breaking up. And I'm like, no, not now. But then everything settled down, but we got a nice shower. Rain is possible most every day this week. So after all these days of not having rain, I think the latest map showed that we were about 4 inches shy where we should be. And that's despite having all that rain we had in the springtime.
Yeah.
But temperatures will be cooler. We'll be in the 70s, and we'll feel a little bit more like fall as we make our way through here. I did notice that from all of the dry trees suffering from back-to-back years of drought, when we got that rainstorm, it just left leaves on the roadway. When I went to church last night, there were areas of the road that where traffic had not gone, and if you met a car, we live on a county road, so it's not real wide, so you're almost afraid to go off the berm because you don't know if the road's gone or not, or if it's just leaves. Mm-hmm. So had to be careful when we were out and about last evening. But rain, again, is possible throughout the week. And if you want to find out more about the weather, just simply go to our website, littermedia.com, and you'll find our interactive weather map right there. Anywhere you are in the world, you can take a look at that, and it'll give you the forecast for right where he is at that time. Coming up, a look at news. But first, Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. They are your trusted comfort advisor. They've been doing this for nearly 5 decades. If you want to learn more about them in the service territory and where they are across southern and central Ohio, simply click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com, and it takes you to their website, AccurateHVAC.com.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing, download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
Mark came to the Adena Orthopedic and Spine Institute in severe arm pain from a degenerative disc. Minimally invasive spinal surgery got him back to what matters most. At Adena, we do what we love, so you can too.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Dixie Chopper. Speed when you need it.
Visit your local Dixie Chopper dealer today or visit DixieChopper.com.
Back on Litter Media Live, Aaron Glandon, tell us how people can find our Litter Media product.
You can go to littermedia.com, and today this is what you're going to see. You're going to see headlines that are relevant, beneficial news you can use for today, scrolling right there on top of the screen, and you're going to find our social media pages on the upper right-hand corner, where you got our X page, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and Litter Media Radio.
It'll all be right there at littermedia.com.
Yes.
Today, you'll see something special down on the Ross County Courthouse steps. Veterans Silent Watch today, right in front of the Ross County Courthouse. Now, this is a picture from a few years ago, but this is something that they do each and every year. And again, this is to commemorate the number of lives lost during war, but also there are 22 veterans, and this is, I don't know if it's still the same, but I think it was 5-6 years ago where they determined that every day about 22 veterans commit suicide, so taking their own lives. So this marks all of that, and you will see members of the American Legion, VFW, and other service organizations volunteering their time to stand watch, the Veterans Silent Watch, all day today. You have more information right there on this poster that unfortunately you can't see all of it due to the camera that's in front of us there.
You can contact Nicole at Ross County Veterans Service Office to sign up for a time spot, and the phone number for that is 740-772-1600.
There's a good chance that those time slots have already been filled up,
right?
But you certainly could at least give them a call and see if they need some extra help.
Yeah. And speaking of veterans, Ohio Governor Mike DeWine and Ohio Department of Veterans Services Director John C. Harris Jr. have announced the members of the Ohio Veterans Hall of Fame class for 2025. Among the inductees are U.S. Marine Corps veteran Don G. McDaniel and U.S. Air Force veteran Robert P. Lance Meyer Jr., both of Fairfield County. 20 outstanding inductees will be honored for their post-military accomplishments and achievements at the 34th Annual Ohio Veterans Hall of Fame induction ceremony, which is taking place in November.
We've had some locals on there, of course, those gentlemen from Fairfield County that you mentioned, but there are plenty of others from Southern Ohio that have been on there in the past, and they normally carry that the ceremony on their Ohio channel. Mm-hmm. So if you've got the Ohio channel, I believe on Spectrum, but in this regard, you can also find it on their YouTube channel. And they show the entire ceremony. So you get to see the induction and you hear about each one of those individuals as being placed in there. You hear their story. And there are some very, very touching stories of bravery that each of these veterans are described as in their induction. So look for that coming in November. Earlier today, we had a couple of special edition versions of Litter Media Live. This is Dana Campbell. She is with Circleville's Crossroads Church, one of our two special guests, and she discussed the weekend program coming up this weekend. It's Heaven's Gates, Hell's Flames. It'll be showing on the 28th, 29th, and 30th of September at 7 p.m. nightly.
The ministry that comes in, they're called Reality Ministry, they're the ones that this is the program of theirs. And they are so good about that. Matter of fact, like they come in on Thursday. Friday, the cast and crew will meet at the church with our directors, and which is Dwayne and Renee. And at that point, Dwayne will start doing devotions. And we do devotions every day till this is over as a cast and crew. And it's because of that very reason. And matter of fact, because the guys that do the devil, the man that'll do the devil, we pray over him. Yeah. We put our hands upon him and anoint him for protection, that the enemy doesn't try to steal this soul, that's doing this part. So they need to be prayed up.
Dana and her husband, which is Reverend Doug Campbell from Crossroads Church, had this play at New Covenant 3CU down in Waverly when they were at that church, and they talked about the impact of what this has been for folks who have come to see it in years prior. So it's going to be something extra special for you. So it will take place next Sunday, or this coming Sunday, Monday and Tuesday at 7 p.m. nightly up in Circleville. Crossroads Church, if you're not familiar with where it is, if you get up to Circleville, you're leaving, say you're going to Circleville from the south, hit Tarleton Road there. When you see Captain D's and everything, just make a right there, and it'll take you right to Crossroads Church. Also, earlier today, had a conversation with David Reitz. David is a leukemia survivor, and he has his fundraiser coming up soon, Light the Night. It's a walk that takes place on October 9th. You can hear more of what we had to say in our video section here on our Facebook page, but also go to our YouTube channel. You'll find all of that information. And again, this raises funds for what is now called Blood Cancer United, which used to be the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. He recently changed things, he said, so that it handles all blood cancers, so Blood Cancer United. But this takes place in Chillicothe, a downtown walk on October 9th.
Expectant parents and children of infants and toddlers are invited to a community baby shower and toddler fest this Wednesday in Circleville at the Pickaway County Main Library. That's Wednesday, September 24th from 5 to 7, again at the Pickaway County Main Library. And a beginner computer class will be held at the Garnet A Wilson Public Library starting on September 30th. This class is a 5-week program. You can call 740-947-4921. Ask for Jessica for more information about that.
I've often wondered about, I came along with the computer age of learning how to use them because of necessity. It was part of the job. But I've never been actually trained on computer work. And I wonder if it would be worthwhile to go and take 5 weeks and go through that.
Well, it has the whole lesson plan here, so let's see about this. Week 1 is phones and tablets. Week 2, setting up your computer and browser. Week 3, account and internet safety. Week 4, effective searching and reliable sources. Week 5, Microsoft Word. Mm-hmm. You need some more expertise in any of those areas?
Well, you never know. It's like you teach yourself how to do things, and are you teaching yourself poor habits? Or are there easier ways to do it?
Yeah.
And so I've often wondered about taking classes like that.
That week 4, that's something that a lot of people need to take. Effective searching and reliable sources. It's astounding the amount of people who don't know how to Google search, because they'll type in whole sentences, and it's like, you don't need that. Just use your keywords.
Keywords are key.
Yes.
Certainly. But in the same respect, also, it's along the lines of, well, this is how I would have done it with the encyclopedia back when I was a kid,
Right.
That sort of thing. But things have changed. It really has. All right, coming up in a moment to look at sports for you. But first, let's tell you about the road report. The resurfacing project on State Route 772 between the Ross County line and Al Leith Road is pretty much done. I know this because I drive on it every day. I don't know that they have put, or if they are planning on putting, reflectors in. Sometimes they put those reflectors along the sides of the roadway and also down the middle stripe. That has not been done yet, so maybe they're going to do that yet. But for all intents and purposes, the resurfacing's been done, the lining has been done, and even the berm on the side has been done. So we'll see if they're going to add those things too. Find out more when you go to our website, littermedia.com. It shows you all the ODOT reports for our surrounding area counties as well. Coming up, a look at sports. Let's tell you, though, about Hometown Motors Incorporated, 818 Eastern Avenue in Chillicothe. Their Skag clearance sale continues, and I don't think they'll be closed, this being Monday, at 2 o'clock today, so this is your last chance for summer to try and get Skag.
True.
So you better hurry in. Once this clearance inventory is gone, the low prices go with them. So don't let this opportunity pass you by. If you need to make an appointment, feel free to give them a call. You find 740-773-8800. 8826. Maybe you're driving from out of town and you want to set up an appointment with them. They can take care of that. But you can also just pull right in. Open today until 2, 9 to 5, the rest of the week until Saturday. Then it's 10 to 2 again for you. So you want to find out more, shop online, hometown-motors.com. Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Intermedia Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Intermedia Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today. Introducing the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. We want to put your pet in the spotlight. Pets with paws to pets with fins. If they gallop, crawl, or slither, play fetch, or simply curl up and snuggle. Send us a photo of your pet and we'll announce a new pet each week. And one pet will be crowned Pet of the Year. To nominate your pet, visit littermedia.com. Click on Pet of the Week. Tell us about your pet and be sure to include a photo. Watch Litter Media Live each Thursday for the announcement of the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. No purchase necessary. Contest applications must be from Ohio residents and at least 18 years old.
The Bean Foundation wants to raise awareness about suicide prevention by sharing 988. Trained crisis counselors are available to talk 24/7, 365 days a year. 988. Save the number. Save a life. To learn more about the Bean Foundation, click on this ad on littermedia.com.
Each weekend this October, Sugarloaf Mountain Amphitheater transforms into Haunted Mountain. Try to find your way out of the escape room. Traverse the spine-chilling scares along our haunted trail. And each night at 7:15, the Mothman Experience begins on the main stage with It Flies by Night. Or bring a lawn chair and enjoy a free showing of our scary movie series on our giant projection screen in the parking lot. See our movie schedule and secure your spot for the Mothman Experience at hauntedmountain.org through Halloween night. Time now for sports, and our Litter Media game of the week this past Friday night had the Circleville Tigers running out onto the field at Tiger Stadium, and some of the fans, you'll see all that. These are photos that we put together from the game. You can find that in a photo album we have at littermedia.com. But afterwards, we talked with some of those who participated. There's Coach Chet Salm of Amanda Clear Creek picking up that big win. There they are celebrating as well. And then we also talked with our McDonald's player of the game. There he is, number 3, and that's Tommy Stye.
What a night he had.
232 yards, a couple of touchdowns. Wasn't Carte Ligon like here a few weeks ago where he rushed
but
for...
nobody is.
But nobody does, that's for sure.
I saw through, speaking of Carte, through 5 games, he already has 1,000 yards.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And in 2 weeks, he had 700.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So I didn't see how many yards he had this past Friday night with Chillicothe's win. The Cavaliers have won back-to-back-to-back games. How about that? And for Amanda Clear Creek, that is their second straight win, and their second win of the year. They defeated Zane Trace, and then they came back and beat Circleville 2 weeks later. So, but the first loss on the year for Circleville, too. Now, this week, we're going to be heading over to Southeastern as the Huntington Huntsmen make their way to take on the Panthers at Southeastern. It's homecoming at Southeastern, so wear your bow tie and your ruffled shirt.
Do I have to?
Yes, it's required this weekend, for you only.
I might be sick that day.
That's this Friday night on Litter Media Radio. In other sports to share with you, impressive wins for local cross-country runners this past Saturday at the Patty Forgey Invitational. This is the University of Rio Grande. 33 boys teams, mostly from Ohio and West Virginia, competing in the invite. 18 high school girls teams competed, and you'll see one of them right there is Adina's Vanessa Conley. She remained unbeaten this season. She won the girls' individual championship, a time of 18 minutes, 53.37 seconds. Unioto boys won the team title, an average time of 16:47.31. Caleb Kaplinger and William Lynch were the top 10 for the Shermans, with 7th and 8th place finishes. You can read all about it at littermedia.com. Also, Lancaster and Logan Elm girls were 1 and 2 in Hamilton Township Cross Country Invitational on Saturday. Our Haynes Total Healthcare Center, I'm going to throw that in there, high school scoreboard from the weekend. Multiple games, soccer, volleyball, track and field, all that available for you. The football scores from over the weekend as well can be found at littermedia.com. Multiple Ohio Bobcats recorded career performances in their 52-35 win over Gardner-Webb. And one thing, I forgot to share this with you this morning, an image for the Gardner-Webb team. I didn't know that Bo Blankenship is playing there. Bo Blankenship is a Paint Valley Bearcat who went to Marshall and transferred to Gardner-Webb.
I didn't know that either, and I was there.
You were there. But I saw a picture that Coach Pete Holland and he were together in a picture that I wanted to share with you this morning that Pete's wife shared on her Facebook page, and I simply forgot to give it to you. The Browns rallied to beat the Packers 13-10. How about that? First win of the season for the Brownies. They found themselves in dire situation where the offense could not move the ball. Defense was fantastic. Offense could not move the ball. And then they get a field goal. They come back in an interception, and in 37 seconds score 10 points to tie the game. And then the Packers come down and like, okay, here they are. They're going to kick the field goal and win it. No, the Browns block it. And they drive the ball down the field, and they kick a 55-yarder. It's good. Browns win.
Thank you for that sequence of events. I didn't watch the game, so that felt like I was actually watching it.
It was turmoil watching the game up until the final 4 minutes, and I'm thinking they're down 10 points in 4 minutes. They can't score twice,
but they did.
They proved me wrong. They scored 3 times. 3 times. So good. But at any rate, they're back to reality again as they have another game coming up next week. I forgot to take a look and see who they play next week. I can't remember when they go to London. I'm doing everything I can to help the Bengals fans. The Bengals had a difficulty with the Minnesota Vikings yesterday, 48-10.
Yeah.
There were 5 turnovers in the game. And Bengal fans, I know you're not happy.
Well, they were so embarrassed that the Bengals Twitter didn't even post an image with the final score. We had to get this from the Vikings account because
had to
they were just so ashamed. Which, I mean, if the ghost of Carson Wentz beat me up like that, I would also be ashamed.
It was tough. It certainly was. I want to take a look here and if I can double check. Browns play the Lions next. That'll be on Sunday. And for the Bengals, they will play on Monday night, one of 2 games. On Monday, September 29th, they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos, who are 1-2 right now. And some were saying they would most likely be a playoff team. Browns are 1-2 too. So does that make them a playoff team?
Maybe.
All the experts.
Reds. The Chiefs are also 1-2.
Did they win last night?
Yeah, they beat the Giants.
Okay. And how are the Giants?
Not good.
Okay. Let's get to the Reds. They have done it. They have climbed into playoff contention now. They swept the 4-game series with the Cubs. First time they've swept them, I think, since in a 4-game set since 2018. And the Mets lost again, and now they're tied for that last playoff spot, position number 6. If the playoffs are to begin today, the Reds own the tiebreaker with the Mets, with the Diamondbacks, and with the San Francisco Giants. So the Reds would find themselves going to the playoffs, would have to play the Los Angeles Dodgers, but they have performed well against the Dodgers here of late. So we got a week to go, folks. 6 games left. The first of 3 with the Pirates begins tomorrow night, and then they got to go to Milwaukee, which is never an easy trip for the Reds. But right now, they're sitting pretty. So are the Cleveland Guardians. The Guardians find themselves in a battle with Minnesota yesterday, a 6-2 win for Minnesota. That stopped a 10-game winning streak for the Guardians, but they are very much in the AL playoff hunt as well. The Guardians have caught the Astros, so they too, like the Reds, are tied for the last playoff position in the wild card, but they're just a game and a half back of division-leading Detroit, and they have Detroit for 3 games beginning tomorrow night. It should be an interesting final week of the baseball season.
It's an exciting world in baseball.
This is why there is a wild card, and this is why they've expanded to 3 wild card positions. I like it.
Yeah.
I do like it. What's frustrating is the Reds have always been close but couldn't get it done, and it was looking like that was going to be the case again. And there's still 6 games to be played, and it may still end up being that way, and the Reds coming up short.
But we'll see.
Yes. We don't know until we know. Ohio State remains the number 1 team in the land. Miami has jumped above Penn State for number 2. I think Penn State slipped down to number 3. So the Buckeyes were off this weekend. They travel to Washington State this coming Saturday. Originally, I thought this was a 10 o'clock kickoff, as in 10 p.m. I'm glad they moved it to 3:30. And here's why. I was working Saturday night. Michigan State was playing USC. It was a 10 o'clock kickoff, p.m. Eastern time.
Right.
They finished the game a little before 3 a.m.
Oh, my
Sunday
goodness. Morning. Wow. What took so long?
I don't know. I do not know. So, go Bucks. Buckeyes have Washington this coming Saturday. All right, coming up in a moment, this date in history, all just ahead.
But first, we want to tell you about Litter Quality Propane, online all the time. Customer payment, account information, and more. Log on at litterpropane.com.
At Tomlinson Insurance, we've been protecting families, farms, and businesses since 1853. From auto, home, farm, life, or health, we tailor coverage that fits your world with multiple carriers to meet your insurance needs. Real people, real service, local agents who can answer the phone and care when it matters most. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call or stop by today.
Whenever I first applied for the Archways opportunity, do I have to pay this back? Do I have to do that? Like, is it a loan? And it's not. It's a scholarship. A goal of mine is to graduate college debt-free. If you're a crew member, you get $2,500 a year, and if you're a manager, you get $3,000. And especially if you're going locally to college, like to the branch or something like that, it's really helpful.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
Time for the educational portion of our program, This Date in History. We turn the clock back to 1961. Now, this is not the 1961 logo that we're going to show you. This is the logo that we see now that I saw on Google before the program. But in 1961, in an important victory for his Cold War foreign policy, President Kennedy signs legislation establishing the Peace Corps as a permanent government agency. Kennedy believed that the Peace Corps could provide a new and unique weapon in the war against communism. And that's kind of what the logo looks like. The new logo has all that field around the dove in blue. But I just kind of threw that together real quick. So
It looks good.
thank you.
You can tell it's a dove, so that's what matters.
That is what a dove representing peace, certainly. But that happened on this date in 1961. I've known one Peace Corps member, Tommy Henshaw, who played football at Chillicothe High School and went on to really work in Peace Corps and spread good news and help others learn how to dig wells and all that kind of stuff in countries around the world.
There we go.
You bet. All right, that's it for today's program. I am out tomorrow. Mike will be back with us tomorrow, despite rumors of his death.
They have been greatly exaggerated.
Mike tells quickly with the radio days. Mike was a budget cut, and whenever I talk about that, I always say we as a team lost Mike as a team member. But Mike says, "You always talk about it like I died," and so when he tells that story today, we had a guest come in and he asked, "Whatever happened to Mike Smith? Did he pass away?" And
we started laughing.
We both started laughing and said, "Well, not the case." But there's a funny story behind this, and so we gave them a little inside baseball. So, and they were happy to know that Mike is still alive. Mike will be back with us tomorrow, and I'll be back come Wednesday. And the one steady rudder of all this is this guy right here, Mr. Hand 2, a.k.a. Aaron Glandon. Or it's the other way around, isn't it? Aaron Glandon, a.k.a. Mr. Hand 2.
Well, whatever.
He'll answer to anything, just not for lunch, late for lunch. And we're doing that now. See you later. Thank you for watching Litter Media Live.